In case I need to restart for anything, that way it's at least saved. Kind of like that. Okay. Cool. Alright. It's also in case anything gets corrupted, I could, like, go back and be like, well, my file save got corrupted, so let's start a week earlier. Not that I've ever had that happen, but it could happen, so a little bit of preparation is good. Alright, so, as I said at the end of last episode, it's time to turn this pod into a vehicle. First thing we're going to do is start breaking down some of this material so that we can get access inside of the ship. Right. I would break this down a whole bunch, but I think for today we're just going to do a little bit of breakage. No, we want the small one. Thank you. And we'll go ahead and not use the arm thruster for this part. So that will give me forward thrust. This will give me reverse thrust. So go ahead and spin it around. Boom. Right. Now I need to build. The next thing to build is a thrusters. The next to build is a remote control. Actually, here, let me go ahead and get my bottles so I can have a little bit more light. Thankfully, that gear is in the right place, so I'm going to be able to do this really easy. Or am I? I spoke too soon, as usual. Okay. Have to get in here like that. And like that. And like that. Okay, nice. Oh. So while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and take down this time block. Here. Get the hatch block. And alright, that should be everything. First thing, okay, remote control. This will allow me to access the ship's flight controls while being in the passenger seat. And then the next block we're going to build is a gyroscope, which will allow me to turn. This is the AQD one, which I don't believe actually has a requirement for direction. Meanwhile, if you work with the vanilla one, it does actually have a particular side. I'm going to go ahead and do all of my labeling stuff. I will be right back, because that can be a little boring. Okay, so what I did was I went ahead and labeled every one of the grid blocks. I've got it starting with 001, so that all of the ships will kind of be isolated. Like, in my head, I would prefer an organization where I could throw ships into like a file, or same thing with GPS. Like, I wish I could just throw various things of a GPS list into a file that says Earth or Titan or something like that, so that all of those were organized in a specific region. So if I'm like, okay, I want to go find, I've got 30, 40, 50 GPS points. I'm like, I just want this one, so I'll go to the planet and then find it and then turn on the HUD. But instead, I kind of have to have all of it at once. And same thing with the control panel. If I have 5, 6, 7 ships, I can like hide all of their blocks. But at the same time, that's kind of a pain in the ass if I need to access anything, especially when I take the ship off, when I take like a flyer off of a carrier. Like, I want to be able to access that flyer stuff, but then I'll have to turn on and then turn off. So it's a pain. But I'm getting better at sort of organizing it so that I have the least amount of extra time messing around with stuff. And perfect timing, I talked long enough so that I could wait for the first unknown signal. All right. So what we're going to do now is unlock this gear, and I'm in the remote control right now. See, the control block is no longer there to be pressed, and that will allow me to fly. If I press F, I'm back in my seat, and nothing's happening. So I got to go back to the remote control. All right. Now this is going to be a little bit difficult to fly because I have forward thrust, backward thrust, forward thrust, reverse thrust, and up thrust. But I don't have any lateral thrust. So, my side to side is not there. So flight is going to be a little bit tricky. I'm going to turn off the generator to save power. Oh, I forgot to fix the lights. The lights have this annoying blink thing. I turn that off. Just keep the lights on all the time. Please and thank you. All right, I have gear, and here we go. All right, we are mobile. Not too bad, not too bad. I got to be careful because it's very easy to lose control of this vehicle. And because I have so few thrusters, if I flip this thing, then we're stuck. And hey, that's pretty cool. There's an ore patch here. That's what that color is on the ground. Let's take a look. I still got 12 minutes for the signal, so I'm only going to be here for a second or two. I have the gear on auto lock, so when I touch the ground gently, it should just lock. There we go. And then I'll go ahead and take this out, and it should tell me, ooh, nickel silicon. Save this to nickel. All right, cool. Now I'll be able to come back here after a time and maybe investigate that, or maybe just leave it here and never mess with it ever again. Okay, I pressed H to turn off the all of the signals, so it's a little bit easier on the screen. Press O, and that would turn off the hot bars, but currently I'm trying to use my gyroscope there in the bottom right to kind of fly carefully. There it is. Just trying to figure out where it was. I'm so used to flying by signals. Okay, that's a hill. I don't mess with hills. I've messed with hills with pods. It's always a bad idea. You can just go ahead and have a gentle little landing. There we go. Go ahead and turn the engines off while I go break this down. Right. Use my little jetpack to get there quickly. Alright, this is a pretty normal one. Kits, motors, good stuff. The real boost is going to be all of these parts, because I don't have to refine the stone for them. I don't have to assemble them, so it's actually quite a boost in material there at the beginning. Alright. I can go ahead and store about 1,000 liters, a kiloliter inside the chair, which can hold all of these like big components. You see this marking here, this little square? The item is too large for small conveyors. This is a small block ship. Those are small block conveyors. I cannot put something inside this small cargo if it has that symbol, and be able to move it around the ship. So that's why I put it in the seat, because it'll be easiest to store it there. I'm going to pull out some of these components and put others in here, because the survival kit cannot accept the large steel tubes. So I want them to kind of stay out of the way. The survival kit can only accept what it can make. Go ahead and do that. And I'll just put these in there for storage, basically. Looks like some of them got kicked out to the small chest, because I've got like a small cargo container. Yeah, they kicked them out down there. Oh, I need to, well, I'll figure that out later. Because what I want to do now is I want to figure out where this trade station is. Okay. ISCT. I don't remember what these all are. Excuse me. But I'm going to set this as my 001. That's 7, my dude. Okay. Can I put a slash in there? Can't remember if I can. I can. Nice. Alright. I'm going to turn that off. I don't need that on the HUD. Okay. Now what we're going to do is go to the control. We're going to go to that station and see if we can buy anything. Or rather, sell anything. Because I only have about 10k credits. 50 kilometers away. The planet, I believe, is somewhere between 90 and 120 kilometers. So it's basically the other side of the planet. So, get ready for a wee bit of adventure as we fly over the planet. Depending on the... I'm going to turn down the sound a little bit. I struggle with this in-game sound. I really do. Sometimes I feel like it's fine. Ooh. Man, 2 deposits real fast. Let's see if I can just take a quick peek. Yeah, I broke down the ore detector. I know, not the smartest idea if I wanted to actually take a peek at things. But I didn't want to take a peek at everything. Just want to take a... come on. Don't want to lose the ship. Okay, it's iron. Cool. If I'm not careful, this thing will, it'll shift around, build up speed, and I won't be able to control it. As you can tell, it's about to ram into a mountain. Alright. I'll clean up that entry here in a little bit. Okay, so the major things we want to look out for at this point is gold and silver ore, because depending on this station, we could actually make bank off of gold and silver. There's not going to be any platinum. There might be uranium, but I've never had luck finding uranium on Earth. Supposedly, there might be a boulder. There's probably a boulder or two. Oh, crap. Yep. Started talking and got myself into trouble. Okay, so, say hello to aerodynamic physics. If I'm not careful about how I drive this sucker, it will spin out of control, basically. And there goes the mission. Oh, jeez. I could theoretically set my forward thrust to like cruise control, but I just get this scary feeling that that'll just lead to disaster, so I don't do it. basically we're gonna keep under. Man, there's a lot of deposits over here. I'm surprised. Normally I have a little bit of trouble finding the early deposits, but just blew through a field of them. Just gonna put a quick little yeah, just call it that. Yeah, and I'll figure if I do end up coming back here to, oh, there's another one. That's like 6 deposits on Earth. See, 2,000 hours. Still have really bad luck with deposits. The amount of, 50% of those hours is looking for cobalt. Oh, I'm kidding, but some days, it really feels like that. Like I take a ship out, I take the jetpack out, I go to the trouble to build a rover, and then I search and nothing. Man. Now, I think it was maybe a year or two ago, I noticed a pattern where it seemed to be there's at least one cobalt boulder that spawns within about maybe 1 to 2 kilometers of wherever my pod spawns in. That doesn't mean it's always easy to find, because that's still a lot of square area to get lost. Okay, we got another unknown signal. I'm gonna go ahead and park, grab this sucker. Okay, I do have my, and while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and check out this guy. What do we got down here? Great, it's another silicon. My memory is that silicates are one of the most common elements out there, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that I'm happy about it. Doesn't mean that I'm excited. And it doesn't mean that I'm like, oh my gosh, silicon, so happy. All right. Right, we'll do that. We'll go ahead and turn it off since we're going to be a far way away. Go ahead and turn that off because we're going to be far, far away. And then we're just going to wait for that thing to come on down. Go ahead and fuel up while we're here. Now, the thing about that trade station that I'm going towards, I don't know if it's an ore trade station. Sometimes the stations don't buy exactly what you're selling. They're based off of the factions, and each faction's a little bit different. The most frustrating is going to be the ship one. The ship one, as far as I can tell, just sells ships, so it doesn't really help you if you're in an early game situation, because you won't be able to get, like, you cannot afford a 1,000,000 credit ship out of the gate. It'll take you a little while to accumulate that cash. If the place will buy silver ore, and you can sell silver ore, you can probably get that cash pretty quick. But if you're stuck selling like basic parts, it could be a while. All right, what kind of signal did we get this time? Right. Yay, gloves that I probably already have. Oh, whole bunch of credits. Little plushie thing. Okay. Does anyone know what the plushie does? I saw it appear and I was just like, what the hell is this? What do I need a plushie for? Why am I getting plushies? I have no idea what it does. I'm more up to date on. I'm trying to think of what I'm more up to date on than some random plushie. I'm more up to date about other plushies that I don't buy than I am the space engineering plushie. Okay. Alright. Set on the gyroscope. Okay. I'm gonna go around this mountain range. Try to be careful here. Up, up. Yep. Gotta be careful there. Right. That cross section on the gyroscope is what's telling me where I'm moving. And I want it to be going straight, but it's a little bit kinked to the left. I'm trying to keep even, splitting the difference so that I'm not rising or sinking, even though the land, of course, is moving. So that's why my altimeter there, the 730s, 740s, that's why it's changing. Even if I'm not trying to rise, the ground beneath me is changing. And this is a globe, sort of spheroid looking planet. That also comes into effect. Okay. Alright. Alright, calm down. This thing is being troublesome. I guess I am going pretty fast. Probably don't want to be... Whoa, what did we just... Usually when it hitches like that, it means something just popped in. Like a ship or something, or loaded a new area. I guess we'll have to see if anything happens. Right now it's just more deposits. Yeah. You know, I kind of like that that land feature. It's pretty cool. Cool little mesa area. Might go ahead and put this in my GPS in case I'm gonna come here and build some sort of observational thing. I'll call it what about Ebony? The Ebony Mesa. Ebony table. Cool. Okay, against my better judgment, I am gonna try to rise over these mountains. Yeah, okay. So once I get to the station, I'm gonna find out what I can sell there and what I can buy there. And based upon that, that's really gonna decide our next step. Because if I can buy, some iron ore from them, I'm not gonna mine it. I'm just gonna buy it from them and sell them whatever ore or material is most economically viable. And then I'll just use that iron ore to start building out my my sort of base. The first thing I'm gonna want is a charging station. So I'm gonna get like a pole, put some windmills on it. I'm gonna use the extendable wind turbines because they stack real nicely. And then use that to charge up the battery on this guy. And once that's happening, I'll be able to get out the small grid refiner and assembler and start a small production setup. You know, normally I don't say like as much as I do. Right now, I'm saying a crap ton, which is hilarious because I was talking with somebody at work today about it, and they were like, "Why does everybody? Why do people do this? What is this? What is this American thing?" It's like it's a weird Californian thing that we've picked up, and everybody does it to some greater or lesser extent. All right, coming into a nice prairie. This is pretty good. And then, well, this is real nice. This is a real good area. What I'm looking for is I want a place to have like a launch facility, essentially a mix between. Whoa, is that an ice lake? Is that an ice lake? It looks kind of blue instead of green. That looks very blue. Oh, yeah, yeah. Eureka! Look at all that blue. That, ladies and gentlemen, is called hydrogen power. And man, is it sexy. Look at it. Mm. Rocket fuel, fusion fuel. Oh, I can see all the little ions rolling around, combusting and causing a good old time. And the spaceport is actually on the ice. Interesting. That's interesting. Now, I'm not going to build my launch base on the ice. Oh, no, no, no. I'm going to build a. I'm not seeing. Ooh, that's disturbing. I'm not seeing any deposits on the ice. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Okay. I have to think about that one. Usually there's a whole bunch of deposits on the ice. But I don't see any. So I guess maybe the ice is literally just going to be a fuel refinery, and then I'll build an actual ore refinery somewhere else. But here is the first big question. What ores are they buying? More importantly, what ores are they selling? We're on the ice, so it could be just about anything. Settle down, settle down. How are we looking? Nice. Let's turn off those engines, save some power. Let's fly. Oh no. Okay. Um, it's a suit one. So contracts. Silver ingot, small steel tube, power cells. Not too bad. Oh, okay. So we can buy components, data pads, very important for finding other stations to trade with. Looks like they're not selling any ores, but they're selling components. So that's okay, I guess. Ooh, they want refined ingots? Yikes. Okay. Um, yeah, yikes. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. Oofda. I guess I'm gonna try to do missions and get some coordinates to a better trade center. That wasn't the worst case scenario, but it was the second worst case scenario. One that doesn't trade in ores at all. Well, okay. I'm gonna have to plan things out a little bit and explore the region. What is that? tree. I thought that was a spaceship or something. Wow. Okay. So I'm gonna explore the region, and see if there's anything interesting. Because that's a load of hooey. So until next time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Cheers, y'all.